It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He's one of the leaders. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate, Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds contempt.
It breeds contempt. Yeah. These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things in the papers. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than anybody, and they know you. And that familiarity does bring a little extra heat into this matchup.
Chad Ryland will have the honor of getting us started. And off we go from Dallas. Short kick here, fielded at the 15. And a great return has the offense just a touch shy of midfield as they start this drive. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State fourth-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just one touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
They're dealing with injury right now, Brock, as we can all see here, but you wouldn't know it for a second based on how they've played. They are one of the best teams in football.
Well, we've kept waiting. I think their opponents have kept waiting for the other shoe to drop at some point, right? By this point, I'm not sure it ever will. This is a team that's been built solid from the top of the depth chart to all of the backup roles. Even missing players, they're better than most other teams right now in this league.
Prescott now on third down. Flush down now to his left. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Now for the first time, it's a give to the rookie. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Commanders pick this one up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. They had gotten the ball moving, Brock. We're seeing some progress on their debut possession.
They were following the script well, but of course, nobody scripts a turnover.
No, they don't. So does that totally erase the positives that they could otherwise take away from that opening drive?
Yes and no. I mean, every possession is such a premium in this league, but you do know we can move this ball. We just got to take better care of it.
So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Last week is one of those weird spots as a quarterback, Kate. Right? You celebrate a win. Every win is so hard in this league, but as a QB, you also know when you throw more interceptions than touchdowns, you're very fortunate to come on the winning side of any game at this level.
Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now Daniels off the play action. That's caught. He found some space. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First down, ball at the 36. Here's Daniels. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Field goal attempts coming here from Chad Ryland. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Cowboys and running back Rico Dowdle back out now. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. No dice on that prior pass, here's second down. Throwing again is Dak. This is complete, Jalen Tolbert. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down. Hand off to the back. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Commanders get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Daniels from the pistol. Patrick with the catch. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders parlay the interception into points. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Ryland able to connect on the point after. And the Commanders go up 10-zip here in the first. All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. Fielded at the 14. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Cowboys offense headed out there. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake, or typically one will follow.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. First down, here's Dak. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Commanders get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Forced out to his right. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. The Commanders ready for the punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. The Cowboys and quarterback Dak Prescott ready to get back to work. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum. Oh, he lost the football. And the Commanders pick this one up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And that's good for a gain of 5. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. So now we get a stoppage. Looks like a timeout called by the defense. They give on 2nd to Kamara. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Trying to work quickly now. Daniels on 1st down. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So that brings up 2nd down. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. 1 quarter done, 3 to go in this battle of elite teams. It's a 2-score game early. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They've got 3rd down well inside field goal range. Escapes the pocket. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. They'll run with Kamara. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Cowboys rush it in, and they bring him down. And that sack going to cost them some yardage. Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Now Daniels to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
The return starts at the 18. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers. He fires one deep down the middle. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Throwing on 1st is Prescott. Has it at the 7. And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys start to fight back with their first points of this game. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
And he'll get it up to the 44. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Play fake here, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Kamara running out of the gun. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Malik Hooker with the tackle. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. From the gun, it's Daniels. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down. Brad Robbins on again for another punt. And this is a worm burner. He did not hit that one well. And he'll at least get this to register as inside the 20 on the stat sheet, as this is down at the 19-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Dak out of the pistol. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. We're to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. The Cowboys got a long way to go and a short time to get there. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Dumped off to his running back. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st. Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Hits him on the out route. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
It's caught, Ferguson. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Dak throwing again. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Benjamin St. Juste getting up to end that play.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
He breaks the tackle. And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. Now, after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Commanders get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk, because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready. There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Gets it to him on the screen. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They've been leaving him open, and that is something they're going to have to button up in the near future, Brock, considering the type of start this guy is having.
Yeah, this running back's making all sorts of friends with his buddies in his offensive huddle. Enemies on the other side, but this kind of production means everybody's going to get to eat today.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. Chased out to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. Again, Daniels to the air. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. So on third down, they're going to go ahead and bring him out to try and get 3 here before the half. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. It's a fake, pitch into the tight end. And they'll bring him down. The fake does not work. Well, that brings us to the midway point of this one. The Commanders enjoying a nice little lead here on the road. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Giants who have the lead as they approach halftime. Darius Slayton, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Caleb Williams with a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Eagles locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Ewart. These two teams making their final adjustment for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Ewart.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders and Terry McLaurin are ready for another look on offense. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. 9 yards to pick up there, and they only need 3 more now on third down. Daniels now. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up. So before this is punted away, officials stepping in. Looks like a timeout was called by the receiving team. Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Play action, Prescott. Cut out left. Bouncing football. Oh, the fumble jumps out of bounds. What a break there for the offense. They'll come up 1st and 10. Prescott set to pass. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they face 2nd down. Another throw for Prescott. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down. Dallas sends its punting unit onto the field. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Official signaling for a timeout. It's taken by the offense. Running behind center with Kamara. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Now Kamara. And he found some running room for a nice gain. They're working quickly here. Daniels throwing on third. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Holding offense.
And they're going to go ahead and let the play stand as it happens. They decline the penalty. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Receiver gets it on the handoff. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Offense to the line for second down. Dak now from the gun. Ferguson's got it. Complete. And they take him down right along the 30.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on third down. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. It was there. He just couldn't corral it. And that makes it 4th down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Everly's kick is good. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. They'll run the toss to Kamara. Juke the defender. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by Deron Bland.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really...
Pressure gets to him, and he goes down. That's a sack. We do have a marker down, but where it's at on
holding
the field, partner,
offense.
that sure looks like it's in the neighborhood of holding. Well, the negative play makes it even easier to decline that flag, and that's going to bring up 4th down. They'll send out the punting unit. And this will come from just inside his end zone. Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Lone back gets there. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And the Commanders pick this one up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Daniels on 1st down. Catch is made down the right sideline. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's a give to Kamara. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Out of the gun, Daniels. Patrick with the catch. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Commanders make it a 10-point ball game. All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. It's a give here for Bailey. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. They'll run again with Bailey. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. 1st down, here's Dak. Completed to his running back. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing on 1st is Prescott. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. Setting up the screen.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core. Football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Prescott now to throw on 3rd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. A give to Bailey. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call.
Pressure coming, and they take him down. Now, after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. First throw for the backup now. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing 4th down coming up. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn, ready for the field goal try. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. Got all of it, and this is good! And it pulls them back within one score here in the fourth.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the three, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now a run with Kamara. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down. Daniels leading the hurry up. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Buys time, rolling right. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
So they'll let the play stand, decline the penalty, and that's going to bring up 4th down. On now comes their punter. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And it's a fake. They only need a couple of inches. And the fake works to perfection. 1st down.
You know, situational football, Kate, we've heard that term so often. We see it come to life, I think, more than in any other area, special teams. That phase of the game, 4th and inches, right? What's the situation? What are you going to do? You're going to run a fake. Well, if you're going to run a fake in that situation, you better be a great actor, and that's exactly what the punt unit was.
Another run for Kamara. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. Commanders feeling lucky with a 7-point lead.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Jukes one defender. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's brought down for a loss. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. All right, Cowboys showing nickel set, 3rd down. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. Here he is to throw. He's going to push one deep. Big gain downfield. And that's a Washington touchdown. Ryland now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. This is taken in at the 13. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. And this is going to be far from the only time these replays will be on the screen over the next week, Brock, but they're not going to enjoy watching them. Have not taken care of the football, and this looks a whole lot like teaching tape for this defense.
Kate, think of all the great defenses over the last 50, 60 years. The 85 Bears, I think of the Seahawks and the Legion of Boom. 39 takeaways in their Super Bowl title winning year. Elite defenses have games just like this one where they take the ball away over and over and over and over again.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. Down 2 scores, no timeouts remaining. Long odds ahead of them. It's 1st and 10. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Cowboys chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. So down inside the final minute, they're ready to try the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And this streak will live to see another week as they take down yet another opponent over Brock. What has been an incredible stretch of games for them. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Commanders as we say so long from Dallas.